In our last episode, our group joined back up at Morshook's Mug and caught each other up on their last few days. Pounding through ales, they had a heart-to-heart about the morality of their last excursion. Not seeing completely eye to eye on the orcs, they came to agreement to try to communicate with the remaining astrals, after having seen monuments and hearing from the currently deceased Ava. With a solid plan set in place, they exited the bazaar, intent on returning, and headed west on their riding lizards. Finalizing their tactics, they were surprised to see malnourished beings in the middle of the desert, as aged bones traveled alongside them. Realizing the figures were undead astrals, they diverted their path until they reached the oasis, a large pool filled with yellow, bubbling liquid, surrounded by marbled ruins and a rotted watchtower. After inspecting the ruins, Stenwick caused multiple undead creatures to emerge from the pool, after tossing a pebble into the acid. Able to calm them down by repeating the phrase on the plaque, Praetor Infinitus, he was able to send them back to their maker. Taking in the calm for a few moments, they were taken aback when a kaiju-sized astral arose from the pool, flinging acid as it drained a majority of the liquid. Thanks to slithery sneaky snake Arthur, they were able to communicate with the beast using tongues. Realizing that it was intelligent, they learned that there is some kind of invasion happening that is causing a rift between New Haven and the Astrals. They now find themselves amongst the ruins as the creature descends and begins its slumber once again. Welcome back to Retrograde, a D&D campaign by Fudge Troll. I'm Derek Day, and joining me today is Angel Wakers.
Yeah, me.
Ty Sheets.
Yep, that's me.
And Ian Jones.
Yo.
We had a thing going, Ian. You just had to fuck it up.
Sorry, I don't give a shit.
So we are picking up as the Grand Astral of this area has submerged completely, and the acid begins to bubble once again. You are all grouped up, standing amongst the ruin and the watchtower.
I'm still shaking quite a bit. Penelope, do you mind taking a look around? I'm just gonna sit here, catch my breath for a second.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, by the way, DM, you never said what kind of hat Arthur was wearing when he turned into a snake.
I want him to have a 10-gallon hat, but it has a strap on the bottom so that it doesn't fall off his little face.
Wow. It's amazing he was that sneaky wearing a 10-gallon hat.
For some reason, I'm picturing more like a Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah. As big as you can get before it's no longer believable.
Yeah.
I was picturing just full size.
Can I make my way over towards the watchtower? And I want to look to see how sturdy it is, whether or not we can actually get up it or not.
Yeah, if you can roll me an investigation.
14.
Taking a quick walk over to this rotting tower, you can see the stones are mainly intact. However, the wood is pretty much shot. The first floor has nothing on it besides the staircase leading up. And you can tell it will be quite hazardous to try to make your way up.
Where's the snake? Where's Ironhammer's familiar? Do you see it?
Do I see it?
I'll ask Ironhammer that. After it used tongues on the astral, where did it go from there?
I just assumed I was going to pop him back into my pocket dimension, just in case things went south.
We should try to get their attention. I don't know. Maybe they can help us from above, land on top and let a rope down or something.
Well, do you have Felix's bag?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hand you the bag.
I'm gonna take the bag and open it up, and I want to reach in to grab my supplies to make potions.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, thinking of your personal belongings, you can reach in and pull everything you need.
I suppose I should do the same, but I'm going to wait. Probably putting on New Haven or Cirrus armor right now might not be the best idea.
In the tower, can you see? I mean, I know the wood for the stairs and stuff aren't really in good shape, but are they still intact?
For the most part, there are a couple broken planks, so I will need some kind of roll if you would like to get up.
Would you be able to hover up them?
Hover up to.
Yeah, like if I made a potion of hover, would I be able? You stay an inch above the ground. Would I be able to skate up the steps?
Is that enough of an angle that...
Huh.
I'm going to require a dex. I'll give you advantage.
So I have enough to make one potion. I'm gonna mix up a potion. It's a potion of featherweight, and I'm gonna drink half of it. So I'm as light as a feather for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Did you want to make that dex roll?
Yeah.
Penelope, if you're going to get up there before me, but please wait on me before you start going through anything, because whatever is up there, it has to do with where I'm from. It has to do with my dad, maybe. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I will.
And I'm just going to take a second to collect myself.
I'm gonna hand the other half of the potion and then make my way up. And I rolled a 16.
Yeah, you're able to easily bound up the stairs, almost feeling like you're hovering to a certain degree.
What can I see on the second floor?
A couple of chests, as well as moldy scraps of food, a few cots, and the one singular glowing blue chest in the far corner.
Can I visually see if the chests are locked? Like just glancing at them without...
You can see they are all unlocked. There is one in front of each cot.
Okay. I'm going to wait until Stenwick gets up there. I'm not going to root through anything since you requested that.
Penelope, can you throw a rope down or just to help if you have something? You still have the bag, I think, right?
Yeah, I'll throw some rope down. But I did give you the other half of the potion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Seeing him do it, I'm just going to take the other half and try to fuck. Forgot about that. What did you say that it was? Acrobatics?
Just a general dex with advantage.
20 on the first and 21 on the second.
Oh yeah, easily like a rabbit. You bound up the stairs just to see Penelope standing there, just taking everything in.
Very cool potion. Thanks.
It's pretty fun sometimes.
Oh. That's an odd-looking chest.
Yeah, I didn't want to dig too much into anything until you got up here, because I don't know what we might uncover.
How good are you at looking for traps and things like that? I have zero experience.
You know, I've had to deal with some of them before in my past, in one of my lives, so...
Okay. Do you want to give this a shot, or...?
Yeah. Can I check for traps, then? On the blue shiny one.
Yeah, that's fine.
What do I roll for that?
Perception.
15.
You can sense there are no man-made traps. However, you can tell that the crumbling roof, that is whatever's remaining above the box, does not look, as well as the floor, does not look too steady.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic. Anything within 30 feet of me.
Yeah. Using Detect Magic, your head starts to pound in whatever direction the box is facing you.
Alright. Yeah, there's something magical in there. I mean, probably obvious with the color. Do I pick up anything else in there?
I can confirm the glowing blue box is magic.
Seeing as we have no electricity here, something's up with that thing.
Is there any magic? Am I picking up any magic anywhere else?
No. It is just that.
And are there any holes in the roof from like up above us, so we can see the sky?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's basically a hole in the roof as well as smaller crumbling holes.
Can I see Felix and Ironhammer flying around up there?
Yep. You can see both of them just circling around.
I'm gonna try to signal to them. Just
Felix and I are having a really deep philosophical conversation.
I knew that's where this was going to go.
They just, I guess they're content being up there. It's like maybe it's just us.
Nah, JK, we fly down.
First, I'm going to have Felix, if you could, roll me a dex.
Felix ain't here.
Is he playing Felix? What? Is he playing Jesse playing Felix?
Oh, I hate to tell you, it was a nat 1. You and Ironhammer and Felix, you guys fall straight into the acid and burn up.
Well,
Rip, nice, good game, guys.
see you next week.
Jesse can roll for a new character next time he comes in. It's been fun.
God, how pissed would he be right at the end of the campaign?
For no reason.
For no reason. Felix, the giant vulture, will set down the still invisible Ironhammer and transform back into his druid state.
The building's coming down. Let's just be careful while we're in here. We found this glowing box. Penelope said it doesn't seem like there's any traps or anything. It's definitely magic, glowing. But have you seen anything like this before in any of the places you've been to? Other bases?
Can I use my, what's it called? I don't know. The thing that lets me know history of stone, maybe. It gives me advantage.
Is it a stone chest?
Just I get double proficiency on history checks related to stoneware.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Either that or wisdom would work for this.
Double proficiency on that, which would be a 25.
Yes, this chest hits you like a sack of bricks.
Bricks. Is it a brick?
It's filled with bricks.
I know this.
You are thrown back to the tyrant's base when you first saw one of these chests. And flash forward again and back into King DuPont's hidden room.
There was one of these at the tyrant's base?
Mm-hmm.
That's where DuPont got it. And
I don't remember that.
Toad wanted Stenwick to go back to get the chest, but DuPont already has it. Stenwick doesn't know any of this, but Andy does. So, anything?
Yeah, I say all that. When did I saw a chest like that at the tyrant's base?
It was literally episode 2.
Damn.
And we didn't do anything with it, apparently.
I can't believe we saw a glowing blue chest and just ignored it. Guess we're probably too afraid to walk back over that glass.
Who wants to open this thing? Ironhammer? You're pretty tough.
Fuck you know. Let me see if I have anything that
You got a Bigsby hand?
I'm looking if I have anything that can open it for me. I guess if I turned Arthur into an octopus, but that takes an hour. I can give myself a higher AC.
Felix opens the chest.
He would have turned back into a vulture and just grabbed it and left by this point.
Is there a way to open the chest? I recall the one in DuPont. There was like no obvious seam, no obvious hinges.
Yes.
Is this one the same way?
Yes, exact same way. I'll say the one in DuPont's, you wouldn't have even gotten a choice to open since you were still in weasel form.
That's true. I don't know. I don't want to touch I go, okay, I walk over. I give it a little kick to see if anything bad happens.
Careful.
No, I just kick it. A little tap.
Roll me an acrobatics, please.
Acrobatics.
It kicks you back.
That's an 11 plus whatever my dex is for acrobatics, which is probably a 0. Yes, 11.
In your heavy plated armor, you trudge up. You trudge up to the chest and kick it, not causing it to open, just pushing it a little further into the corner as you feel the ground beneath you start to rumble and fall.
I knew I shouldn't have touched the chest.
Well, our hover thing is still working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you guys.
How big is the chest?
Yeah, can it fit in the bag of holding? That's what I was going to ask.
It is falling right now. I don't know if we even have the choice.
Yeah, exactly. The ground is breaking away and the chest is starting to fall to the first floor. However, it would fit in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I would say it's maybe like 3 by 3. Nothing huge.
I go back down the stairs to the first floor.
Okay.
Well, wait. What else?
Wait, the chest is just falling to the first floor?
Yeah.
The chest, as well as you. If unless you give me another roll.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to stand there and fall down.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the chest was like falling into a vat of acid or something, and we had to save it.
No, it'll fall to the first floor.
Okay, what do you want me to roll to not fall?
Give me an athletics.
Athletics is better. 12.
I'm going to say you, with your stumpy little body, try to jump off.
1,000 pounds long.
Try to jump off the crumbling stonework beneath your feet. However, you are not able to get enough distance as you trip forward and end up falling onto the stairs below you, landing onto the first floor. You will take 8 points of damage as you look up and see Penelope and Stenwick standing there.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just my pride.
On the second floor.
What's that?
Did you say? What else did you say was on the second floor?
It was a couple cots, moldy food, and wooden chest for each cot.
I'm going to go carefully over to whatever chest is closest to me. And I'm going to try to check for traps as well before I open it.
Yeah, just give me a general perception.
Just 10.
You don't sense any traps.
I try to open it.
You can throw this chest open, and inside is a set of clothing.
What does it look like? Does it have any insignia?
You cannot tell with it folded up. You can see it is colored blue and white, made of cloth.
I'm gonna try to pull it up carefully because it's probably pretty old.
Lifting up this piece of cloth, almost looks like a jumpsuit, you can blow the dust away as you can see a very old New Haven logo plastered onto the chest.
But it's a jumpsuit.
It's a jumpsuit.
A tracksuit.
Because it would look cool. A cloth tracksuit.
Do I notice any badges on it? Any kind of paper or notes or books in this chest as well? Or is it just the clothing?
If you can roll me an investigation.
That is 16.
You do not notice anything else inside of this chest. However, looking it over again, you can spot a very worn, scratched up placard, very tiny, on the front of the chest.
I look at it.
Looking at it, you can make out the name Frederick.
Hey, and I'm gonna toss the clothing over to Penelope. Do you mind throwing that in your bag? I think it used to belong to Elder Frederick, maybe.
Yeah, I'll throw that in. There's how many other boxes are there?
Just one more.
I wonder whose that one is then. And I'll go over and look.
I brace myself on one of the corner of one of the cots and just watch.
Placing your hands on the top lid of the chest, you can throw it open, and inside you see not a jumpsuit this time, but full armor. However, again with the New Haven insignia. And if you'd like to take a look at the placard on the chest, you can see it reads Marsden.
What does it say?
Marsden. That name ring a bell?
That's my father's name. Was my father's name. What's inside? Anything important? Anything that he left behind?
There's his armor.
Does the armor look nicer than anything I own?
I'm going to pick it up and show it to him.
I'm just gonna take it and look it over.
It looks like a prototype version of your current New Haven armor, a little bulkier.
Does it look battle worn? Are there marks on it? Does it look like it's been through the ringer, or?
No. This looks to be pretty fresh. You'd assume just an extra copy of whatever he would need.
I toss it back into the box. We don't need it. I'm gonna start heading downstairs.
As all this was happening, I've just been laying on my back groaning.
The placard, is it attached to the box?
Yeah.
Could rip it off.
With a strength.
22.
Yes. It's very small, so you're careful, but you are able to pry it loose.
I'm going to put it in my pocket, not in the bag of holding, and then head back downstairs.
The two of you can hover down the remaining stairs now, as Ironhammer's still laying on his back. And you can
Just contemplating existence.
And you can spot the blue box on its side, close to the exit door.
Moment of truth. That's why we're here. Second time's a charm.
Okay. I walk over and kick it again.
It tells you to fuck off.
It's just a glowing blue cube. I walk over and try to open the cube. I touch it, rub my body all over it. Does it open? Is there a way for me to open this box?
You reach your hand to the box, and it slips inside.
Oh. Thanks, Martin.
Wait. Shit, his hand just disappeared. Are you okay?
Do I feel anything? Am I okay?
Intense pain.
Wait, is that true?
No, you feel nothing. It doesn't change feeling at all.
I feel nothing. Should I
When I
put my head in?
cast
Should I put my head inside?
When I did detect magic earlier, could I discern what school of magic it was?
Yes.
I should be able to.
Yes. I gotta see what types there were.
Because if it's like necrotic, I probably wouldn't have encouraged him to reach into it.
Well, I won't look at that.
Walk over and start poking it.
I would say it's a mix of like conjuration and enchantment.
Wait, but when I kicked it, my foot didn't go through it, right?
Right.
While my hand is in it, I kick it again.
Your foot passes through it.
Oh. We did something. It's not solid anymore.
Can you put your head in it and like look inside?
I
Do you feel any? I mean, is there anything in the box?
Yeah, I'm like moving my hand around. Do I feel anything?
Yes.
What do I feel?
You feel...
Pretty.
Whatever it is, I just grab it and pull it out.
I'll say you feel 3 separate objects.
I try to grab them and pull them out of the box.
The first item you pull out is a glass vial filled with a blue liquid.
Okay, blue liquid glass vial.
I remember the box now from that episode.
I grabbed the other 2 items I felt as well.
Oh, I'm going to keep going. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to take all 3 out.
The next item you pull out is a tied piece of parchment. And the last item is a broken spyglass.
A tied piece of parchment, like a scroll.
I mean, anything you can imagine to be on a parchment, yeah. Just rolled up and tied like a poster.
All right, Amber, be careful with that potion.
Can you identify it, Penelope? Have you seen anything? I don't know. Can you investigate it? Do your thing?
Yeah, I can test it out. Check it out.
I hand it over.
If I look at it, can I discern that it's the same potion that I have?
First, roll me a Constitution.
16.
Excited to see a potion from this chest, Ironhammer hands it to you as you take it in your palm, and your hand drops a bit as you almost buckle, but catch yourself, and you can start to inspect it.
Is it heavy? What?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. If I pop the cork, can I see? Can I discern what the potion is?
Yes, popping the cork, sniffing it a bit. You get a little lightheaded,
That is not how you work with chemicals.
but you know exactly what this is.
Yep, we should definitely be careful with this one. I'm not quite sure what it does entirely, but I know it can have some dangerous effects.
Okay, duly noted. Let's not drink it or drop it. How about that paper, Ironhammer?
Yeah, I'm gonna open up the parchment and see if it says anything.
You can open the parchment, and looking at it by yourself, you realize it is a map.
Oh, what does the map show you?
The map shows you all pieces of land you have been to so far, as well as an extra landmass to the northwest.
Is there any like writing on the map? Is anything like a legend or
If you could roll me an investigation.
certain?
Can I assist? Because I'm like crowding over his shoulder looking at this also.
Yes.
So with advantage.
That's good because I rolled a 6 the first time. Not much better. 10.
You can make out each identified location you have been to. Each one is marked New Haven, Illuminate, Hanami Forest, Oasis. But then the other unknown landmass, it says Primador.
Primador.
I will say that is not a high enough roll to make out what else is on the map. However, you can tell that there are 2 separate squiggles in the bottom right-hand corner, as well as a faded red handprint.
Ironhammer, can I see that spyglass?
Yeah, sure. It's all yours, buddy.
I'm going to look at it first. Do I notice anything special about it? Any markings or anything on it?
Yes. It is a very worn blue spyglass, scratched up. The only identifying information you can see is there is a nameplate that reads Reginald DuPont.
Reggie.
Reginald DuPont. Do I know a Reginald DuPont? Is that Stenwick's father? Or wow, what the fuck? Is that Clifford's father?
No. Clifford's father was Richard.
Wait, so it was Clifford, Richard, Gerald, and this one says what?
Reginald.
Do I know this name?
From stories, you knew there was a king before, but that's all you really know.
So this is Clifford's great grandfather,
Yes.
presumably.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold the spyglass up and look through it, and like look toward the map.
Just like a garbage kaleidoscope. It does nothing. Glass is pretty much shattered.
Do you mind if I hold on to this?
No, take it.
What do we want to do with this? I mean, it's taking us to this. Have I heard of this place?
No.
This other continent?
What was it called again? Prime
Primador.
something?
Primador.
Maybe that's where the astrals come.
I mean,
Have we seen other maps? Stanley, you're from here. Have you ever seen this on a map before? This place?
no. No, this is new to me.
Hmm.
I think I asked you guys this before. The place that you remembered that you woke up, like where you lived before. Wherever it wasn't this place. None of the landmarks or geographical regions or anything have stood out to you. Maybe this Primador place is on the map. Is it an island? Can we tell? Or is it just the start of a new landmass that disappears at the end of the map?
Exactly. It is miles away from the oasis alone. You can see it. It's pretty large, but you have no idea where it ends.
We're on Muldoon, right? Is that the name of the
This continent.
continent?
Yeah.
Well, so Muldoon itself is fairly small. I've always assumed that there's more out there. Maybe that's where, I don't know, maybe the answers you guys are looking for could be there. I mean, you haven't found it anywhere else. It makes sense.
Could be.
I don't know. I'm a bit concerned that coming to any of this with King DuPont right now isn't going to get us very far, especially considering we're coming back empty-handed.
King DuPont also has one of these glowing blue chests.
What? What?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And where?
I just let Arthur roam a bit free. He happened to find it. I say deceptively. Yeah.
And it looked just like this one.
Yes, exactly the same.
Okay, at this point, can I tell that this is similar to what Toad told me about? Does my character make this connection?
That this is what he was asking
Talking
for from
about.
the base.
Yes.
I mean, the same kind of box, but you
I mean, it's a
wouldn't.
blue glowing box,
Exactly. You don't
right?
know. if
How
this
many
is
of those have I seen?
This.
Yeah.
This is all you know.
Maybe the king had ulterior motives to... What do you guys think about going back to Sirius, or trying to get back into Sirius and talking to the leadership there? I mean, we're going to have to get Ava's body back to the Hanami Forest sooner rather than later anyway, and that's kind of the best way to do it, I think, if we can convince Bromnus again to let us in. I have the sending stone just for us to talk to Topknot. Maybe he can, I don't know, convince them or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple questions I have for Bromnus as well. Something I'm a little bit concerned of. Did I tell you two that when I spoke to some of the guards when we were at New Haven last. They told me that Private Peter Parts and I don't know if he went by himself, I can't remember, but he went to Illuminique. I'm a bit concerned now that that was a mop-up operation, that maybe the attacks on the outpost weren't just by astrals. Maybe New Haven came in after you guys did and attacked the outpost at Illuminique.
I don't remember you telling us that,
Yeah.
but
I didn't think it was a big deal, but I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and it just doesn't seem right. I don't know. If we had a way to look if we had a way to know what was happening at Illuminique, then maybe we would get some answers, but I don't know of a way to do that.
yeah, but
we should
I
head back to...
think we should go back to King DuPont. Lego.
Not right now, at least. Not until we have some answers and figure out what happens next. But it's up to you guys. Do you think we should hit Cirrus right now, or should we start heading out toward where this other continent is? Where is that continent in relation to where we are now?
From the map, like I said, many miles across the sea.
Is it to the west of us? Like, are we already somewhat heading in that direction, or...
It's northwest of the oasis.
Are there bodies of water that connect where Captain whatchamacallit and his boats were? Nelson and...
Yes, Yes, you would be able to, instead of going east to the forest, you would have to go north around the Illuminate and cut across. It would take many days, I would say.
But we'd have to pass through... We'd have to essentially go past where the entrance for Cirrus is, though, first, before we get there. Cirrus is along the way.
Yeah, no matter what, you'd be going around Cirrus.
Okay.
So, I
Might as well stop it then.
I made some friends that had access to a boat. Maybe I can talk to them and find a way to get us to where we need to go, but Cirrus is along the way, so maybe we should hit that first and see if we can get there. Go from there. Take care of this Ava, Arnie thing, and maybe get some more answers.
I agree.
Felix, what do you think?
If you could see his face right now.
Do we have any other business here?
Well, if there's nothing else in this tower, did say that we were going to knock it down.
That's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Right before we do Iron Hammer, do you mind... Can you tell how old this tower is? How long it's been here?
Well. Let me just add my double proficiency bonus to it. 18 on a history check.
What was that?
That wasn't me.
Okay.
Was it you?
Sorry, it's getting playtime for him. 18. I will say, based off of the stonework and just how rotted everything is, since it is a pretty dry area, it would have to be at least 300 years old.
At least 200 to 300 years old.
Jesus. So we can assume that Frederick and my father weren't the first. There would have been some before them.
You could even assume Frederick and your father weren't even there at the same time.
And they just... Okay.
Stenwick, have you taken a look at the map yet? I mean, I know you were over Ironhammer's shoulder.
Yeah. I'm looking at it.
Could you roll me a history check?
12.
Discussing your travel plans, you are interested in the scribbles and faded ink in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. After a few moments, something snaps, and you have a flashback. You are a child again, playing in your house, shooting a bow and arrow with blunted tips After one too many warnings from your mother, you take your last shot as it enters your father's personal study, knocking over a vial of deep red ink onto a piece of parchment. You rush over and pick it up, trying to clean up as much as you can, trying to save this map before the ink can spill onto it. Immediately rushing to your father, Marsden, in the garden, he calms you and takes you back into his study. Sitting down at the desk, he gestures to the parchment, telling you not to worry. There's barely any ink, pointing at the top corners, trying to ignore the dark red splotch all over New Haven. He looks over and says, "Looks like you started to help me work on my map. Why don't you finish it?" As he takes your left hand and presses it into the drying ink, leaving an imprint of your 7-year-old hand. Well, I'd say that's a pretty good job, Stenwick. How about you sign your name? We exit the flashback as 7-year-old Stenwick does his best at scribbling his name underneath his dad's as Marsden proudly looks on.
My dad made this map. That's a poor attempt at me signing my name there in the corner. I had no idea it would wind up all the way out here. Ironhammer, do you mind if I take this too?
It's all yours. I can't read anyway.
I'm just gonna roll it up, put it in my pocket. All right. Anything else here? I walk out.
Yeah, man, that's everything, I guess. Head out.
I'd say now is sledgehammer time.
What?
Take this motherfucker
Sledgehammer
down.
What is it?
The guard tower.
What?
Burn this bitch down.
I figured that would be Felix's.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm just standing on the platform then with my back facing the tower, just looking out over the water.
And if you would happen to turn to the left at all to look northwest, you can't make out the landmass on the map, but you can see very heavy, dark clouds miles away, just sitting in the sky.
Like storm clouds?
Yeah,
Or like more ominous.
a little bit of both. Not storming, but not really moving.
After I take a couple minutes, I'm going to talk to Ironhammer. Can you tell how old this platform is?
Can I tell how old that platform is?
Is it older than the tower, or...?
It looks like, but I can roll and find out.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
please.
just curious if who built the astral markers? Was it New Haven? Did this platform predate the building of the tower?
This is history. 13.
Yeah, you can't get an exact age on these ruins, but you can tell they're more intricate, but much older. At least a couple hundred years older than the rotted watchtower.
I relay that information.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It seems like this was their land once. It belonged to them. And we, humans, we took it. Alright, I'm ready to go. And I'm just going to start heading to where we tied up our lizards and leave Felix to do whatever he wants to do with the tower.
You guys can hop on the lizards and travel east once again. It will start dimming pretty fast, but you can make it, I'll say, about halfway, as you can see these ethereal bones still traveling in the desert sands to that pool. If anybody who is in front could roll me a perception.
That'd probably be me, because I just left. 11.
you kept pretty good track of how far the oasis was from the bazaar. You can tell you've probably only got maybe an hour or so at this point. You're a lot closer than you are further from the bazaar. And up ahead, there is a little bit of a dust cloud, but you can see movement.
Hey guys, we got something up ahead.
Maybe you can see what it is with your brand new spyglass.
Oh, I'm gonna pull the spyglass out and try to take a look. It's broken glass, but I'm gonna see.
If you want to roll me an investigation with disadvantage, I don't know if it's going to be any help.
5. It just kind of made me sick.
It's just so blurry with the sand in your eyes.
Can I tell how you said movement? Does it look like movement coming from multiple sources, or?
Yes, multiple sources.
Do you think this could be similar to the last storm that we had met with creatures like this? I think Ava created the last storm, right? Could it be something like that?
I believe it was her.
Do we want to ride toward this thing? What do we want to do?
I don't know if riding directly into it's the best idea.
Yeah.
How large is the storm? Do we think we could ride around?
Yeah, is it possible to go around?
Yeah, if you would want to roll a stealth.
Oh no.
I'll say it's a pretty widespread storm. So
Stealth.
if you want to hide yourself, you can hide yourself.
Oh, that means there's definitely some bad guys in the storm. I mean, I think it's probably best for us to go around, right?
Yeah. Let's just slow down, be quiet. If we get to the bazaar after dark, it's a lot better than not getting there at all. So.
Would we still have passed without a trace on it from Felix?
No, not by now. Not unless he decides to cast it again.
I don't know how long it's supposed to last.
It's been like
An
hours.
hour, probably.
Well,
That's true.
I don't hear him speaking up.
He's just sleeping.
I rolled a 16 on my stealth.
I rolled a 2.
He just lets out a massive fart, like halfway around passing this thing.
I rolled a nat 20, except because I'm in heavy armor, I had disadvantage. I have to roll again. That's actually not bad, 15.
Stenwick, Ironhammer, and Felix, you guys can easily pass around these roaming figures. However, Penelope, you are not so lucky, as your lizard stumbles a bit, throwing you off. And you can jump back on as fast as possible. However, a figure has diverted from the group and is heading towards you. And it is getting dark, very dark, so you cannot make it out what it is without some kind of check.
And how big is the figure? Is it normal size?
Generally, yeah.
Can I just try to stay low on it? Are we on dunes yet? Oh, moving away from it, or is it just flat sand area?
This is pretty flat. There are a couple crater-sized holes, though.
I'm just gonna try to hop back on my lizard and then divert away from the group.
Okay, if you could roll me an athletics.
Nat 20, so 28.
Your group will continue east, as well as the remaining creatures in the group will trail behind them, not spotting them, just heading the same direction. And I will say you can peel off just down south, just about 15, 20 feet, and the figure will still approach.
Do we notice that he's doing this?
If you'd like to roll a perception.
Well, my passive perception is 10. Because I'm not it's not like I'm actively looking, I'm just riding on.
Yeah, I'd say you can tell somebody's missing.
I'm here. Ironhammer's here. Felix is here.
Who could it be?
In body. But he's only 20 feet away from us?
Yeah, and continuing to As you guys continue to move, you can see it's starting to get dimmer and dimmer.
Penelope, what are you doing?
There's someone following me. I got caught and I didn't want to lead him to you guys.
Just one?
That I've seen so far.
Does it look like it spotted us?
No. You can't even see it.
Let's Ironhammer Felix, let's dig in somewhere, and Penelope, maybe you can lead him to us, but we'll be ready for it. We're gonna ride to where... Is it all sand here, or are there rocks and things as well?
Yeah, a couple sparse rocks, boulders, and trees.
Tie our lizards up to the tree a little bit further away, and then we just hide behind a rock, and when Penelope passes... so we're just gonna ride ahead a little bit quicker, and then just lay in waiting.
And we jump them.
We don't kill it unless we have to. We don't know if this thing is friends with the Astrals. We have no idea.
Yeah, we jump them anyway.
Catching back up with Penelope, you can all see this creature heading towards you as it slowly lumbers its way. And you have plenty of time to tie up your lizards and camp next to some boulders as you can see this figure get closer and closer. If there's anything you would like to do before you can actually see what it is.
I'm gonna prep a command spell.
I'm just riding past, leading him to him, so not really much I can do. I'm just gonna have my hand on my whip.
Leading the figure, Penelope, you can ride past the tree and circle back around as this frail creature gets closer and closer.
I'm gonna touch Ironhammer's shoulder and cast Protection from Good and Evil. Protects you from a whole bunch of different things, and essentially if anything on this list that I have attacks you, they have disadvantage. And you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by whatever it is.
The creature is now about 15, 20 feet away. As you can see, whatever light remaining is shining right through it.
It's a ghost.
It will continue hobbling.
If it passes us... Oh, it's walking?
Yes.
We totally could have just ridden past this thing.
It is moving so slow.
It's taken about 3 hours to reach us.
All right. Has it passed where we are?
Yeah. At this point, I'll say it'll pass by the boulders. Still looking for Penelope, as you can see, an undead astral.
Oh, it's an undead astral?
God. Oh no.
No, we don't want to fuck with this thing. What are we doing?
I might be able to destroy it.
No, stop. We just made friends with the big one. We don't want to piss him off.
But this is an undead one.
We encountered undead ones on the way here. There was a bunch in the sea.
Yeah, but they might have tried to murder us.
No. I'm gonna get up and just sprint to where the lizards are.
Okay.
And just be like, we need to go. This is a mistake.
After you get up and sprint, it will notice the four of you. Again, slow as shit. But what you can hear through the desert winds.
I run faster. I do not do well with these kinds of things.
I take the whip out and try to whip its head.
Yeah, so you could roll an attack.
21 to hit.
Yep.
And 8 damage.
Yes, you can whip this skeleton, whip it real good, knocking its head clean off.
Do. That's such a good song.
Devo in general is so underrated.
I love Devo.
The creature will go silent for a second until the head lands in the sand, as the body continues and the head keeps gurgling.
Oh, these guys are wimpy.
We need to go.
I'll follow.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, you can all hop back on the lizards and take off, leaving little Wimpy by himself.
I can't believe we did that.
Oh wait, we should have put the head in the bag of holding.
It's just gonna eat everything.
Oh, but we could have given that to DuPont, been like, here's the astral from.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Put something in its mouth and then like close it shut.
I go back. I go back and try to carefully pick up the head.
This feels like Game of Thrones now.
Yeah, gotta bring it back.
I'll give you that. It's really just chomping teeth. So you can pick it up, but you will know it. You will need to do something.
I have like belt pouches. Will it fit in any of my belt pouches?
Skull, I doubt it.
Some massive fanny pack.
Yeah. All right. I do have 50 feet of rope. So I'm basically just going to wrap this thing in as much rope as possible so it can't bite or eat.
It chews through the rope like a little nasty rat.
Yeah, that's probably true. But 50 feet of rope?
It'll take it a couple days.
All 50 feet are in its mouth.
Yes.
Oh, I was picturing wrapped, not just stuffed.
No. I mean like a monkey's fist of rope. I'm just jamming in there so it can't like open or close its mouth.
Keeping its jaw open.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll leave a little bit. I basically want to make a rope ball gag.
I'll allow that.
Cover its eyes.
Okay, it's gonna be in a bag. I can't see anything.
Don't let it see you.
Probably too late for that. I'm pretty sure it probably saw Penelope whip its head off. Anyway, I gag him. Then I bring it to Felix to put into the bag of holding.
All I had to say was Praetor Infinitus, and it would have just turned around and walked away.
Felix will take the head and just toss it away. He doesn't want it.
What? Felix, come on, man. Come on, bro.
He'll throw it in the bag, hoping to avoid Ava's corpse.
Oh, so Felix...
Oh, no. It's going to eat Ava's corpse.
But yeah, you can take the skull and pack it away for safekeeping. Hopping back on the lizards, you can continue east again, heading towards the bazaar. If I could get one more perception from whoever would like to.
Who wants to take this one?
I'm not very perceptive.
I can do it. My perception's not bad. Got a high wisdom. Alright. My roll's been shit today, mostly. Perception 11. Get a +5 to it. So. Oh, actually, it goes up because I just increased my wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it a 12.
Taking up the rear of this lizard pack, Ironhammer, you turn around once more as you guys head off on your final leg back to the bazaar, as you spot the hobbling group of remaining undead astrals following behind you all. Not as if they spotted you, they are just heading in the same direction at a quarter of the pace. I'll say you guys can reach the bazaar in just another half an hour, 45 minutes. It is very dark out at this time. If there's anything you guys would like to do.
I'm just ready to sleep. Cool.
So I'll just leave it at that. Ironhammer, you see this group following behind.
That does make me a bit... I feel like we should do something about that. I don't know. I don't trust the undead astrals. But we'll leave it for another day.
When we enter the town, I'm just going to let some of the guards or whoever's here know. Hey, we saw something out in the desert on our way back. It looks like it was heading this direction. Possibly something undead. I would just keep an eye open into the night.
No, not orc.
No orcs.
Thank goodness. Thank you. We will keep someone on guard.
We're spending the night at Shook's Mug. If there ends up being any issues, let us know. We can come to your aid.
Will do. Thank you, sir. We are back in Claude's fight pit, as the bar owner is busy wiping down the pit after an eventful night of mud wrestling, which was introduced to the citizens by Toad. We cut to the behemoth as he is sleeping his excitement away in his bunk bed, big spooning the mechanical Hellcat. Always hard at work, we see Topknot at his desk, snoozing, with his head laid atop 50 Shades of Scarlet. With a tug at his shoulder, our Tinkerer fights to wake, assuming it's Toad telling the halfling about his latest bad dream. However, he is unable to ignore the persistence as he is thrown off his stool and onto the floor, his face taking the full impact. Losing a front tooth, he is immediately thrown into fight or flight as blood starts pouring out of his mouth. Standing back onto his feet, he is horrified as he looks up, knees buckling, as he sees the cloaked figure once again. Stunned, he tries to run and alert Toad, but is frozen and muted in place as the figure's translucent blue arm peeks out of the robe, closing her fist and twisting. In complete control, she lifts the halfling 3 feet off the ground with an intangible force. As the cold sweat bubbles on his forehead and his throat burns to yelp, she approaches him as her limbs begin to lick in blue flame. Your friends have failed us, Agent Topknot. Now you must pay for their treason. Nose to nose, her face transforms, disfiguring from a wizened woman into an astral. Eyes gouged out, grubs eating away at its robotic-like face. It didn't need to go this way, and I'm truly sorry that it ended like this. You shouldn't have to pay for their mistakes, but here we are. The mutated mouth unhinges as a blinding blue light exits, blinding the halfling. And in an instant, they're gone.